Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing an update for my low buy. So if you haven't seen the original video, I will link that in the card above, introducing why I'm doing a low buy, kind of what my rules and stuff are, my thought process around doing the low buy, all of that like introductory jazz. I have a notebook and I've been keeping notes this month because I do want to do monthly updates on how the low buy is going, how I'm feeling, if I purchased anything, if anything is tempting me, things like that. So I have a list of stuff here that kind of over the month as things tempted me or whatnot, I wrote it down so that I could keep track of that and tell you guys. So I did make a purchase during the month, and it was from Rose Girls RTS for her like Mario RTS and the other scents as well. So there were a couple scents in that list that I really wanted. So I got two scents and 2 BAM bags a piece. I picked up 2 of Autumn Mountain, which is Cider Lane, Dunk My Donuts, and Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. So I got this one because I had purchased this scent last year in the Mario pre-order RTS. I can't remember which one I did. And I absolutely loved this scent. I love her Dunk My Donut oil. So I grabbed 2 of those. I knew this is a scent that I really wanted because I missed having it this year. And it is so good. So good. So I got these 2. And then the other scent I got, I must have done this in an RTS back then because this scent I really wanted and it had cart jumped me. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that I have thought about this scent for an entire year. I thought this was a scent I would really enjoy. It was a scent from her Mario list that I really wanted to try. And so because I have been thinking about it for so long, I felt like I could pick it up. So I got 2 of this one, and it is her Tenacious Toadette, which is Sugar Plum Punch, Cherry Cola, and Cotton Candy Frosting. I love that pretty pink, like purplish wax. And I'm slightly regretting getting 2 because this is a lot more cherry to me than it is Coca-Cola at the moment. And the cherry is kind of that medicinal cherry. So that is disappointing. I probably should have just gotten 1 bag. But I thought, okay, I've been thinking about this scent for so very long that I really wanted to make sure that I got a couple bags of it. But I'm going to try it on its own. Who knows what it will be like on warm. But on cold, surprisingly, it's actually not my favorite. It's a little too medicinal cherry for me. But I have plenty of cola scents. I can mix this with Coven from Super Tarts and still get that cherry note, but bring out the cola a little bit more. So I guess I should have just gotten 1 bag, but I didn't, and that's okay. So that's everything that I purchased in the last month. You've seen hauls and things like that, but anything that you've seen was purchased before I decided to go on the low buy. Before, you know, that video was made or anything. So that's all that I've been able to, or that's all that I've purchased. So some of the things that were tempting me this month, obviously I filmed the low buy introduction right before Thanksgiving, so right before Black Friday. There were so many vendors that had Black Friday sales, but I stayed away. So some of the ones that were tempting me were Kay's had a Black Friday sale, where her clamshells were 25% off. But I was able to avoid that one because in October and November, or maybe just November alone, I had made 2 Kay's purchases. And so I had really stocked up on a lot of Kay's clamshells right before the sale was announced. So I really didn't need anything. And so that one, while it was tempting, was fairly easy to pass up on, just because I had just placed those orders and gotten like a bunch of wax from her. Super Tarts also had a Black Friday sale of a bunch of her clamshells. I'm assuming it was just her regular ready to ship That one was a little less tempting because it was only 10% off, so it really wasn't too much of a discount. But there were 2 scents in there that I really was tempted by. One, she had a clamshell of Peachy Pavlova. I melted that a couple months ago and I loved it on cold, but it was fairly light on warm. And it's a scent that I want to give another chance. So I would love to have more of it and just kind of let it sit for a long time, like forget I have it, and let it really cure and give it another shot, because on cold it was so beautiful. It was like peach and brown sugar and like creamy, like a creamy peach. I really enjoyed it. So just wish it would have thrown a little bit stronger. So that was on the site that day, which was tempting. I should not be going to these sites, but sometimes, you know, when you're sitting on the couch in the evening watching TV or something, you know, I start scrolling on my phone and sometimes you end up on the Super Tarts website, you know. And then the other clam on there that really was tempting me was Typhoon. Carson has talked about this scent so very much, and every time he talks about it, I'm like, oh, that sounds so good. So it's one of her Jaws scents, but it's Jaws blended with peppermint and rain. Like, does that not sound amazing? That sounds like it would be a great winter-ish Jaws blend, and I love her Jaws. I talk about Jaws quite often, just by itself and the different blends. So that was one that really was tempting me to give it a try. But I thought, okay, if those are the only 2 things you really are interested in, you don't need either of those 2 things. Why would you pay for shipping? And it's not that much of a discount anyway. So I'm going to pass, and obviously I did. So felt good about that. I did buy something else. I forgot, but good thing I wrote it down. I haven't gotten it yet in the mail. That's why I forgot about it. But I did get some candles from Candle Day, but I'm not going to do a haul on them because I only got 3. I picked up 3 vanilla snowflakes. It's my favorite winter scent ever. There's just something about it for me. When you burn it, it just really comes to life. It's just the most beautiful vanilla, like wintry vanilla. It makes the air feel cold, and I love it. I couldn't say enough good things about Vanilla Snowflake. I'm sure if you watch me for a while, I'm always looking for Vanilla Snowflake dupes and things like that. So I thought if I got 3 candles, I could do one in December, 1 in January, 1 in February, and then I would be kind of done with it anyway, because I usually only use Vanilla Snowflake in the winter time, and then I'll just pick more up next year. So I did purchase that, but that I felt like this is my absolute favorite candle, or one of them. Leaves is right there too. You know, that I wanted to have that in my collection. So I did get that. Something else that was tempting to me was L3 did a buy 3, get 1 free Basic Betty. There were a couple scents on there that I was interested in, but honestly, enough to get a loaf of, like, probably not. But L3's loaves are so cheap as it is. Like, plus getting the 1 for free, like, what an amazing deal that is. Like, you know, that's such a great deal that I was tempted, but I was able to pass on that. And then the only other thing that's really tempted me is Scentsy. I have placed or come close to placing a few Scentsy orders a few times this month, and was able to, like, talk myself out of it, luckily. But there has been some bars on there that I've been tempted by as well. But that's everything. I feel like that's a lot of stuff. However, with Black Friday, there was a lot more sales and things like that. So I hope that future me won't be as tempted. We'll see. I don't know exactly when this video is going to go up. So some of these things, it might not make sense timing wise here, but Rose Girls is having a RTS sometime this week. So I know that's going to be tempting for me. There is one scent that I requested when she asked for requests that I really want. And that's Cake by the Ocean. So if she pours Cake by the Ocean, I will definitely be getting some of that, but that's a long shot that she would, you know, pour that. So we'll have to see what's on her list. So that's going to be decently tempting, I'm sure. And then Sugar Melts by Stacy posted that in January she's going to do a pre-order, and peach ice cream is going to be on there. So FYI, if you guys missed that, and that's something that I mentioned in my low buy video, that 100% if peach ice cream is offered again, I will be picking up more loaves of it because I want to have backups, so I feel like I can enjoy the loaves that I currently have. So I definitely will be purchasing from that when the time comes. But that's everything. That's kind of my update. I don't really feel like I have too much else to talk about. So that's what was tempting me. Some stuff that's coming up that I have like heard. And then some of the things that I did buy. But I do feel like I'm doing good. I'm making a good dent already in my stash. You guys hopefully saw all of my collection videos over the last month, so make sure you check those out if you're interested, because at the end of the year, I really want to do kind of a comparison between where I started to where I ended with each vendor and see like what grew. Like right now, my Rose Girls collection just grew, but a lot of other things are being less, you know, getting less wax in them and stuff. So we'll have to see how that does at the end of the year. But that's it. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you're doing a low buy, a no buy, anything like that, I hope that you guys are being successful as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you're doing one of those and how you're doing, and we will check back in January. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.